Reports are coming out that Kevin Love wants to play in a city like New York. Should the Knicks sign him? That's going to be the question that I want all of you to answer down in the comments. Do you think Leon Rose should go sign Kevin Love to the 14th roster spot? Type S for sign, P for pass. You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for rolling in. Should the Knicks go out and sign Kevin Love? Well, he'd have to be bought out by the Utah Jazz first. But reports are coming out that he wants to play in a big city like New York or LA. And look, I don't blame you for that at this point. You want to make millions of dollars? I do too. You want to do it in LA? You want to do it in New York? Sign me up as well. Jake Fisher of Bleacher Report saying this. Kevin Love, to my understanding, he really only wants to be in the big glamour markets. I do think it would be mostly be something along the lines of Kevin Love going to New York or a Los Angeles type of situation. So we'll see if that can materialize for him. You got to figure it out, man. Twilight, spot of your career, not much basketball being played at a high level yet. Go cash a check for $3.4 million and come play in New York or go play in LA. Yeah, that's probably how I would want to end my Hall of Fame career. It probably is a Hall of Famer at this point, considering it's a basketball Hall of Fame, and everybody gets in. Question is, should the New York Knicks be interested in him? Well, first he'd have to be bought out by the Jazz, and we've seen the Knicks go out and sign players that have been bought out by the Jazz. Shout out to Jordan Clarkson. 36 years old. At this point, the best days of Kevin Love are absolutely behind him. Last year for Miami, 5.3 points per game, 4.1 boards. Only played in 23 ball games, though. And I reached out to the host of the Miami Heat Report here at Chat Sports, my guy Nick Roloff, a.k.a. Producer Rolly. Give me an F Rolly in the chat if you know, you know. He told me that Love missed a lot of time last year for personal reasons. And it would be like he'd miss a week here, then he'd play a couple games, and he'd get some DNPs on the benches, and then he'd go and miss 2 more weeks a little bit later. So it was scattered throughout the year that he missed time for personal reasons. I do still think that he can play basketball at an NBA level because he could always shoot the ball. He's going to be able to rebound, and he's still one of the best passing big men in the NBA. If you told me you could get the 2023-2024 version of Kevin Love, 8.8 points, 6.1 boards, 44% for the deck, and almost 35% from three, I would go out and do that. My question is, does that guy still exist? How much is left in the tank for Kevin Love? I think he can still play like an NBA player, but that's me thinking and my judgment being clouded from all of the great years we've seen from Kevin Love. The question is, can he still go out and do that? And really, would he be a player that gets playing time on this Knicks team? Rolly told me that he loved what Kevin Love brought to the locker room last year in Miami. He talked about with the whole Jimmy Butler fiasco and everything that went down in South Beach, that Kevin Love was kind of the smooth operator that just smoothed everything over and kept everyone as a tight-knit group. So if you're looking for a PJ Tucker type of move, that can make some sense. We all know that the Knicks really liked Tucker on the team, the Knicks being the players. They talked about him being an extension of the coaching staff, a guy that they could go and talk to, someone that they could go and learn from. So if you're looking to bring in a guy like PJ Tucker and not expect the most from him on the court and you want a locker room guy, then yeah, Kevin Love can be the player that you can go out and target. I think Love may be able to give a little bit more as an actual on-court contributor than PJ at this point, but we're splitting hairs. We're deciding who's a better basketball player in the big 2026 between Kevin Love and PJ Tucker. So the question becomes, are the Knicks looking for a contributor with that final 14th roster spot that they can offer a veteran minimum? They're going to sign 3 players to 2-way contracts, and they're going to sign 1 more player, probably Mohamed Diawara, to that rookie minimum salary. I wouldn't mind Kevin Love. Not going to be putting pom-poms on and jumping up and down in excitement, but it'd be cool to see him in a Knicks uniform. I'm interested to see what the Knicks do with that final roster spot. When they do make a move, we'll get you guys a video as soon as possible. So subscribe, turn those notifications on so you don't miss a thing. Coming up next, we're just going to go over some of the best players in NBA free agency still out there. Look, it's almost August 1st. If you're a free agent in the NBA on August 1st, you're probably a free agent for a reason. We'll go over some players I would like to see the New York Knicks target. But first, I got to give a major shout out to our sponsor of today's show, Ridge. If you are in the market for a new wallet, listen up, because Ridge, they've got the best in the game. Go to ridge.com/chat or ridge.com and use that promo code chat, and you're going to get 10% off your order today. I used to have a really old crusty wallet, and it was disgusting. And when I would pull it out at a restaurant or I was out on a date and it was time to pay, I'll be a little bit embarrassed. But now with Ridge, I keep all my cards more organized. I feel more upscale, and my wallet isn't embarrassing. It's also available in over 50-plus colors and styles that you can choose from. I love the fact that you can't lose it because there's a spot on the wallet for an AirTag attachment. So if you're like me, when you're rushing out of the house, you can't find your wallet, and you're tapping your pockets over and over again, you need to get hooked up with Ridge. And they also have more products as well. It's not just about wallets. They create premium, everyday carry essentials like key cases, suitcases, and rings, all built with the same sleek, durable design. And for a limited time, our listeners get 10% off at ridge.com/chat, or just go to ridge.com and use that promo code chat. Get hooked up with them, guys. This information will be clickable down in the comments and description of today's show. And after you make your purchase of the best wallet in the game, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them Knicks Now by Chat Sports sent you. And if you're a Giants fan, I got a Giants version of the wallet. This is my new wallet. This is my old wallet. This wallet stinks. This wallet rocks. Get hooked up with them. All that information will be clickable down in the comments and description. So you take a look at the Knicks roster and where it stands at this point. You got 12 guys for sure on this team. And I don't know exactly what the starting lineup's going to be like. I don't really love the idea of Mitchell Robinson being a starter, and it has nothing to do with him. I worry about the injuries. I worry about him playing in back-to-backs. And if he's not going to play in back-to-backs, I don't want to be switching my starting lineup all that frequently. But if there's a position of need on this team, I'm looking at a backup point guard. Is Miles McBride ready for that? I don't view him as a point guard. I think he has wing skills trapped in a point guard body. Is Tyler Kolek ready to be the backup point guard of a team that's trying to win an NBA title? I don't know. I also think a true wing off the bench could make some sense. Josh Hart, I love you. You're a 6'4" power forward. Pacome Dadier, is he ready to play in NBA games consistently? Because if it's not Dadier, you don't really have a backup wing. Yes, you have Bridges. Yes, you have Anunoby, but you don't really have anyone after that. Yabusele's a 4. So a point guard or a wing is what I am looking at in those departments. And I think he doesn't really fit into either of these buckets, but he did play a little bit of wing, and he could shoot the piss out of the ball. That's Landry Shamet. And we've heard rumors, we've heard some chatter, that the Knicks are still interested in Shamet, and they could run it back and try to bring him back in the fold. And I don't mind that. He was liked within the locker room. He played really well once he got better from that shoulder injury. He wasn't able to shoot the ball really accurately at all. But once you got to 2025 in January and on, he was a 40-plus three-point % guy from downtown. And he's a willing defender. Is he a limited defender? Absolutely, only at 6'4". But he's a willing defender that's going to compete, hit some big-time shots in the playoffs, made some nice plays on defense, effort, glue guy, probably understands that minutes aren't coming every night. Andrew Shamet is someone I think the Knicks should be interested in. DeLon Wright, I'm not ready to close the door on him. We talked about them not having a legit backup point guard. I don't think Tyler Kolek is. Maybe he is. Maybe he proves me wrong. I think he can be a player down the road. I don't know if he's ready in year 2 to be the full-time backup point guard of a team trying to win the Eastern Conference. DeLon Wright started games for you last year when Jalen Brunson got hurt. And knock on wood, you're a Jalen Brunson injury away from starting who at point guard. So DeLon Wright is someone that I would somewhat be interested in coming back to this team. We know that he could defend multiple positions. I thought he did a hell of a job on defense against the Indiana Pacers. Did a really good job guarding Tyrese Halliburton. I would be interested in him. If you want to look at a power forward that at least has some ties to your old coach or current coach and Mike Brown and his old coach in Sacramento, Trey Lyles could be that player. We also know, shout out to Worldwide West, the pipeline from Kentucky to the Knicks is blue and as strong as ever. So Lyles could be a player that maybe they kick the tires on. But Amir Coffey is really starting to rise up as the player that I want to see the New York Knicks pursue. 6'7", shoots 41% from downtown. He's a true wing that could shoot it. Not an elite defender, but that's someone that you're just going to call into the action to try to take advantage of and matchup hunt. He can hold his own. He's athletic enough to get up and down the floor and shoots 41% from three. Those guys, they just don't grow on trees. I don't know why he's still a free agent. I don't know if he would accept a veteran minimum deal to come play for the Knicks, but he's someone that I would definitely call. Malcolm Brogdon also intrigues me. I've always been a fan of his. Former sixth man of the year with the Boston Celtics, a proven playoff shooter. He's had some big playoff moments before. The question I think he would probably ask is how many minutes am I getting every single game? And he's a player at his point in his career that he probably wants to play every night. And I don't know if the Knicks could offer that. Maybe he is the first point guard off the bench, but then you have a backup trio of Brogdon, McBride, and Clarkson, all kind of small, non-defensive. I mean, McBride can defend, but smaller guards that are limited in what they could do on the defensive end. And there's not all that many minutes to go around. Then you throw in Josh Hart. Then you got four guys coming off the bench that are 6'5" or shorter. I think a wing could be a little bit higher on my list. But if you want a veteran, kind of similar to a Kevin Love and PJ Tucker type of role, Seth Curry could be that guy. He could still shoot really well. I'm pretty sure he almost shot 50% from downtown this past year. 45.6% from three, so he could still shoot it. Reportedly, the Knicks are interested in him at the beginning of free agency. I don't know how much interest there is still there. But I would never mind seeing Curry on the last name of a Knicks jersey. Cody Martin kind of fits that Amir Coffey type of role for me. A true wing, not the most efficient scorer. He competes hard. He's a willing defender. I'll keep your eyes on him. Chris Boucher is also someone that I know the Knicks are interested in. They tried to trade for him from the Toronto Raptors back at the trade deadline of this past season. They were also interested in Yabusele at the trade deadline. They were also interested in Clarkson at the trade deadline. Now, both those guys are Knicks. Boucher is a player that is still available in free agency at 6'9". He's got positional versatility. He could shoot it. He's athletic. He could play above the rim. He's good friends with OG Anunoby. I don't think it's the worst idea. If you want to bring back Campaign, I'm not going to be mad at you. I would like to see the roles flip, though, where Kolek plays what Payne did last year, and Payne has the Tyler Kolek role. He did win us a game in the playoffs. That game against the Detroit Pistons where they came down from 20 in the fourth quarter, that's the Campaign game, and that's good enough for a veteran minimum signing for me. I don't know if he's got that still in his bag or if I want him to have the opportunity to show that he still has it, but I'm not totally opposed to him coming back. I know he's really liked within the locker room, and he brings a good energy. I wouldn't be surprised if it's PJ Tucker. Like, 14th roster spot. You want to prioritize some of the youth, a PJ Tucker, a Kevin Love, a veteran that's a champion, that could be a shoulder that some of these guys could lean on, an extension of the coaching staff, and the leader of the locker room. It could make some sense. You got a lot of young guys. Hopefully one of these young guys take a step, and you don't really need that 14th guy on the roster to contribute. Maybe Pacome Dadier in year 2 improves. Maybe Kevin McCullough grows off of what he did in summer league and can stay healthy. I think Huck Porty's going to play some minutes this year. I think Diawara may be a year away, but there was obviously signs in the summer league that we all liked. People comparing him to Pascal Siakam. Maybe you want to hit the brakes on that, but I see what everybody else sees. I'm not ready to go that far. But you need one of these guys, maybe two. How about Kolek and Dadier? Are 8 to 10-minute per game guys next year, and they contribute to winning. That'd be cool. Name a free agent you want the Knicks to sign. Do you want someone that they can add that maybe helps them win games? Or are you looking at a veteran that could help some of the young guys help them win some games? Give me a name and make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram @MarshallGreen_.